Terror in Shelby County. A family home turned into a crime scene Monday morning.
I just want him to, he needs to be brought to justice one way or another. My sister treated him as her son. From what we can gather is that she was trying to separate from him and he was having a hard time coping with the separation. Jaylan, turn yourself in, son. It's not good. It's not looking good for you. Do the right thing, Jaylan. You have a chance to make this right. Make it right, son.
A Tennessee man is on the run, and a family is seeking justice after their loved ones were shot by someone who claimed to care for them. What took place in the 7600 block of Newfound Gap Road left a community and loved ones completely devastated. Though Memphis is not a place strange to crime, this particular neighborhood is one that is mostly quiet and crime-free. The events leading up to the tragic situation on July 1st were not only a shock, but part of what led up to the shooting was caught on tape, leaving an eternal memory that can be forever replayed over and over of the horrific and tragic loss of two loved ones. What appeared to be a physical disagreement quickly turned into, "I will not leave you alone, and if I do, it would only be in a body bag." She was young, she was free, she was finally starting to be happy with the way her life was going. 22-year-old Anthonese Stewart was the spoiled one of her mother's 4 children. Loved ones would describe her as one of the sweetest and caring people you could ever meet. She attended Southwind High School and graduated with the class of 2020. After school, she still lived at home with her mother and stepfather, who both were always there to support her. According to Antonese's mother, who I will refer to as G, she was pregnant with Antones when she met her now husband, 66-year-old Gary Newman. G said that Gary was a wonderful man and came into her life a little over 23 years ago and made all 4 of her kids his own. She also said he never let his family want for anything, and she could not ask God for a better man in her life. Gary definitely appeared to be a great husband and father who deeply cherished his family. According to G, the kids were always welcome home, even after high school. For her, parenting did not stop at 18, and she wanted her children to always know, if the relationship's not working, come home. If the bills become overwhelming, to come home. If you feel unsafe, come home. If something don't feel right, come home. I want my kids to always know they can come home. I'll never believe in the saying, they 18, they grown. My kids are forever my kids, and I always want them to know that they can come home. And that was from a post she made on social media, and she made it clear that her kids knew that. Though things are not always easy with Antones being home, and like a lot of young adults, she had her disagreements with her mother, but knew even if she left G and Gary's home, the door was always open for her. In Antonese's private life, she was in a relationship with the now 28-year-old Jaylan McCollins, and her parents adored him so much and even allowed him to stay in their home as well. Jaylan was literally a part of the family, and after some time together on December 23, 2021, Antonese announced that she was pregnant. Her post read, "Well, today I got news that I'm having a baby. I'm still in shock, but it's a blessing now I got a little one that's going to look up to me. I didn't think I was pregnant. Everybody kept saying I was, and I looked pregnant. I didn't believe it until I took the test today." When her mother got the news, she was beyond excited about becoming a grandmother again and wrote, "Congratulations to my baby that's having a baby," and tagged both Antonese and Jaylan with the photo. This was going to be the couple's first child, and it seemed to be a happy time for them and the family. As Antonese got further along in her pregnancy, her mother G was in preparation for the gender reveal and already making plans for the baby shower as well when bad news came. Sadly, the young couple lost their baby, and I know that was completely earth-shattering for Antonese, especially the child being her first baby. G would take to social media around the time the due date was and write, "Today has been very heavy on me. I guess it's because it's around the time my 3rd grandbaby was supposed to be here with us. Just thinking about all the plans I had, June 28th gender reveal and July 30th baby shower. Hashtag one day soon, I want my rainbow grandbaby." Then someone commented, "It will happen. The chance has not passed. It's just postponed." However, sadly, after July 1st, 2024, that someday will never come because of some tragic turn of events. From what I gather, Antones and Jaylan were still together after the loss of their child, but after some years of dating, things started going south for the couple. On March 22nd, 2024, records show police came to the home for a DV situation because the couple were having it out in the middle of the street. Now, it's not clear if it was before that day or after, but Antones wanted to move on and be in a better place in her life. Though the family loved Jaylan, Antones knew what was best for her, and I'm sure they wanted her to be in a healthy relationship too. DV is never okay, no matter the case, and no man or woman should deal with it. Now, according to her family, Antones did eventually move on, but Jaylan was not prepared to accept that. So, on July 1st, 2024, in the early hours of the morning, Jaylan was over Antones' house. They were seen on camera going back and forth for about an hour. She appeared to be trying to get him to leave as she was entering the home, but things turned bad quickly. Again, it was early, around 5 o'clock in the morning. This was the home of Gary and G, plus another sibling was inside the home at the time, according to the police. Law officials will report that Antones was trying to end things once and for all, when Jaylan apparently let her know the only way she was going to leave him was in a body bag. This is when Jaylan allegedly shot and unalived Antones, and in the process he shot Gary too for trying to protect his daughter. Deputies say they responded to the shooting around 5:15 a.m. in the 7600 block of Newfound Gap Road near East Shelby Drive in the Pinnacle Point neighborhood. By this point, Jaylan had disappeared, but Gary was still fighting for his life. He was rushed to the local hospital, but later sadly succumbed to his injuries.
Please, if anyone is hearing my voice out there, please, if you're in contact with Jaylan McCollins, talk to him, have him turn himself in, because he's left this family broken.
Tonight, we're learning more about a shooting in southeast Shelby County. 2 people left. Investigators say they're looking for this man, Jaylan McCollins.
Yeah, and the victim's family told me they believe this all happened because one of the victims tried to break up with that suspect. Now, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office is urging people to be on the lookout for him and warning that he's considered armed and dangerous. A family home turned into a crime scene Monday morning. The victim's loved ones identified the 2 people who were as Anthonese Stewart and her mother's partner, Gary Newman. They say the suspect, Jaylan McCollins, was Stewart's boyfriend.
From what we can gather is that she was trying to separate from him, and he was having a hard time coping with the separation.
Investigators say Stewart on the scene and Newman of his injuries at Regional 1 Hospital.
As loved ones received the news of what happened, they were downright distraught. The family told the news outlets that they loved Jaylan as if he were blood, which makes coming to terms with these allegations even more heartbreaking. One of Antones' family members, Frank Gotti, is known to many in Memphis as a community activist who had dedicated his life to making Memphis safer. He saw firsthand the effects crime can have on families after the unexpected loss of his brother and niece. Frank told the news media, "It's been rough because usually you see stuff happening in other families or in movies, things like that," Gotti said. "You never wake up and think this is happening at your doorstep." I can say I hear a lot of people saying that, where crime can touch any of us and we can't just let things go, thinking it won't or can't happen to you. However, right now the family wants to focus on getting Jaylan off the streets as he is currently on the run and there is a manhunt to find him. Mama G didn't want to go on camera, but had a message for Jaylan. "I would love for you, son. I still call you son. I would love for you to turn yourself in," she said. "Do it for me. You claim you love me enough to turn yourself in." This is coming from a woman who just lost her husband and daughter, and what she said had to take a lot of strength. What makes it even more sad was when I heard her voice, you could truly tell she cared for Jaylan like her own, and he tore her whole world apart.
The family says they loved McCollins as if he were blood, which makes coming to terms with these allegations even more heartbreaking. Stewart's mother didn't want to go on camera, but she has this message for McCollins.
"I would love for you, son. I still call you son. I would love for you to turn yourself in. it for me. You claimed you love me. Love me enough to turn yourself in.
If you have any information about his whereabouts, you are urged to call 901-222-5600. 2 more sad and heartbreaking losses. 2 more people that should still be here. All because of one coward who thought taking 2 lives was better. Sending my heartfelt condolences to the loved ones and prayers that the suspect is caught sooner than later. So please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.